And so I moved in with Horseshoe. Horseshoe and I became roommates. And it was one December. He was like, "Hey, man, you want to roll down to Daytona? WWF's going to be down there." He goes, "My buddy Jack Doan, one of the refs, let's go see him." I was like, "Yeah, man." So we rolled down, and Vince saw us there and asked who we were and whatnot, and said, "Yeah, we're with friends of Jack." And he said, "Are you guys wrestling?" I said, "Yeah, I actually trained at the power plant." He's like, "You on contract?" And we're like, "No." And he goes, "Oh, send me a video. I want like a video."
Wow.
And so we actually came back to Atlanta, and we were like super stoked. And I went to Chris, and he goes, "Well, shit, man, let's just shoot it right here at the power plant." So we set up a camera and shot our match at the power plant.
You're like,
Yeah, like
right?
nobody knew. They just thought we
Yeah.
were just
Wow.
recording a match
Yeah. So wait,
because they let those guys.
it was you and Luther Reigns doing this?
Yeah, we
Okay,
did
got
the
it.
match. Yeah,
Well, okay, got it.
and it was with Canyon and Brian Clark and Kidman. The whole crew was
Right.
there, and we just set up a camera. And it's like they let those guys pretty much do. We had 3 rings in there, so we were down on the far end ring and just set it up and ran a match, sent it up to Vince, and then they called us and flew us up to Stanford
Wow.
while we were
Wow.
still training at the power plant.
So when they fly you up, do they talk over creative? Do they talk over money? Do they talk over like what's the pitch?
Met with Bruce Prichard, and
Okay.
we literally went to the head offices, met some
Hmm.
people, ate lunch, worked out, and then went over to the warehouse, the TV studio, where they just had the one ring. And I think that's where they like train guys. I think Kurt
Right.
Angle was even
Sure.
trained in there, later,
Yeah.
and met with Bruce, and we ran a match for him right there in the warehouse. And after that match, he goes, "Hey, we want to sign you. Like, we'll offer
Wow.
you." And he was like, you know, we we really don't have a system in place. But he said, what we'll do is we'll pay you like 50 grand, and then we'll cover all your expenses. Like, we'll set you up in an apartment. And we'll pay for all your expenses, and you'll train here at the studio.
Okay.
And Matt and I both were like, "This is yes, like this is what we want to do. We want to go WWF." We just felt in our bones that was the right place, even though they were
Sure.
down, because they were down at the time. Because Stone Cold was ringmaster, and that little
Okay.
stretch
Yeah.
they went through where it
Yeah.
was like
Like the
before.
Sparky Plug, TL Hopper era.
Yeah, it was a pretty gnarly era.
Use the
I mean, a
dumpster
bad
era.
time, not a gnarly time for them. Gnarly in a
Yeah.
bad sense.
Right. Right.
And so we flew back to Atlanta, and I told Matt, I said, "I got to tell Paige," because I had become friends with Paige because he was part of that whole group with Canyon. And so I told Paige, I said, "Look, we've been offered, and they've kind of been dragging their feet. Nothing's been brought up." And he said, "Well, before you sign anything, let me run it. Let me talk to Eric." And the next thing I know, they were like, "Hey, head down to Nitro in Savannah and meet with Eric. Eric wants to meet with you." So we kind of told him the story. We didn't tell him we filmed at the power plant and stuff like that. We just said, "Hey, they offered us, and this is the deal."
Right.
And he said, "Well, I figure Vince is gonna pay you this much. You know, I'll counter that offer." And it was substantially more. Um, but the money had nothing to do with it for us. We were still WWF.
Right.
We just both were like, after we talked about it, we were like, I think that's where we want to go.
Right.
And Eric said, I'll make this offer as a Monday. He said, this offer is good till Wednesday.
Okay.
So we were supposed to have the contracts FedEx to us from WWF, and I think they're supposed to be there like Tuesday. And we hadn't gotten them, and it was Tuesday night. We called Bruce and said, we have no contracts, and told him, said, "Hey, here's what's happened." Said, just being, the right thing to do. Went and told Eric, because we were training at the power plant, even though we weren't being paid. It was,
Right.
thought that this is the right way to go, and they countered, And I said, not trying to get more money. We want to sign with you, but we don't have contracts, but our contract is guaranteed.
Right.
So
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Right. Yeah.
And he said, well, they should be there. I don't know, what the hang up is. He said, well, if you get them, sign them, if that's where this is where you want to be. But he said, and then this was really cool of Bruce. He didn't have to say this, but he did. And he said, you know what, guys, honestly, we're just in a bad patch right now for us. He said, it'd probably be the best thing for you guys to just sign there, learn as much as you can. And he said, in
Right.
4 years, you'll be here. This is where you want to be.
Right.
And we both really appreciate that honesty, because you don't get a lot of honesty in this business a lot of the times, you know. So
Did you ever get the contract?
no, I
What?
think they ended up. I think I don't. They came at some point. It was like Thursday or something weird, like after that. So we signed with WCW, and there we go. And then
You talk
that's
about
when, like, at that point, I was on contract, and then the Lance Ringo thing came up.
Dallas Page. Do you remember when Dallas turned on the NWO and Diamond Cutter Scott? Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
that? So the next day was my first TV. But my partner Crowbar, Devin, he knew Page from previous TV. So when Page saw Devin, he said, "Hey, let's go out to lunch." He goes, "Well, my partner's here." He goes, "Bring him with you." So we're picking Page's brain. I'm telling you, we walk into like a hillbilly bar. It's me, Devin, and Diamond Dallas Page in a full length mink coat, like legit, like it's like the movies where you hear the record go, zzz,
Yeah.
the tray of glasses shatter and everyone looks, bro. It was so fun. But that's Page, I mean, that's
And
big,
he didn't. He sort of lived the gimmick. I mean, there are other people that truly live the gimmick.
right?
I wouldn't say he was quite like a Flair,
Right,
which Flair was just 24/7,
right.
365. But Page was close, and he was such a character for sure.
Yeah, big time. Very, very helpful though. He always was willing to give advice or watch a match. Very helpful.
Oh yeah, and he was one of the hardest working guys. I mean, we did. I went to Gainesville, Georgia, to do a TV taping with him, and uh, I was the driver, and we drove up, we did the show, and I mean, bro, he's in the car in the passenger seat. He's got his video camera. Remember the old flip ups with
Yeah,
like the little, you could start
sure.
watching. Like, yeah, he's watching the match
Right.
that he just had
Yeah.
and breaking it down and looking at what he did. I don't know how he got the copy of it already, but he did. And he was that kind of guy. That's where I kind of learned, like, and because Chris was the same, because everybody was like, that was kind of like I don't know, it was kind of like the like I said, it's almost like a little gang or unit there. You were like you were known as one of Page's guys.
You want to plug anything? If promoters want to reach you, if anyone wants to get in touch with you?
Right now, it's Facebook. Scott Vick, actually, I don't. It's not Sick Boy. It's Scott Vick on Facebook. And then Instagram is Scott Sick Boy Vick on Instagram.